Hello students, today we will discuss about Oliver Goldsmith as a essayist. ओके आज का हमारा टॉपिक ओलिवर गोल्डस्मिथ का है. ठीक है. एंड इंट्रोडक्शन. Dr. Oliver Goldsmith was a very great man. He baffled Dr. Johnson with his absurdities. Horace Walpole dismissed him as an inspired idiot. David Garrick immortalized him in the witting lines. Here lies Nolly Goldsmith, for shortness called Noll, who wrote like an angel but talked like poor Paul. And even Sir Joshua Reynolds, who saw further and deeper into Goldsmith's character than anyone else, realized that no man could get such a reputation for absurdity without there being reason for it. Oliver Goldsmith was blown about like a butterfly. He longed for applause, love, affection. To be known, to be good, to be wholesome, to be wanted. His features and his manner rendered him ludicrous. People laughed at him but wanted to be with him. So what began as an absurdity became a practice in folly. Yet despite the disintegration of his personality, the foolishness of his actions, his excessive drunkenness and incredible extravagance, Goldsmith was and is a great man. A man of rare talents that bordered on genius, one of the finest natural writers in the English language. This reputation is based on and justified by some half a dozen books, essays, plays, poems, and one novel, The Vicar of Wakefield. Okay. Next, he is being an assistant editor and planning to go to India for his fortune. Goldsmith's birth date is not known for certain according to the Library of Congress Authority file. He told a biographer that he was born on November 29, 1731 or perhaps 1730. Other sources have indicated November 10 on any year from 1727 to 1731. November 10, 1730 is now the most commonly accepted birth date. Neither is his birthplace certain. He was either born in the townland of Palace near Ballymohan, country Longford Island, where his father was Anglican curate of the parish of Forgetting, or at the residence of his maternal grandparents, Smith Hill House in the Diocese of Elphin County, Roscommon, where his grandfather Oliver Jones was a clergyman and master of the Elphin Diocesan School. Goldsmith grew up in gentle poverty in rural isolation in a society in which barriers of class were as firm as the Great Wall of China, in which rich and poverty, benevolence or tyranny seemed as wayward as the winds of heaven. When he was aged 2, his father was appointed rector of the parish of Kilkenny West in County Westmeath. The family moved to the parsonage at Lissoy between Athlone and Ballymohan and continued to live there until his father's death in 1747. Next is his literary career. Oliver Goldsmith's education started early at home with his relative. Then, at age 7, he was sent to the village school run by ex-soldier Thomas Byron. Early on, he expressed an interest in Celtic music and culture. Young Oliver was shy and reticent, and due to his small and awkward stature and facial scarring from smallpox, he without a doubt suffered the consequences from the school bullies. Much to the seeming delight to the headmasters, he was at times treated mercilessly for them, none that told him he was corporeally used as an example for the otherwise on how not to behave. However, it is said that even under such harsh circumstances, Goldsmith was already writing with such poetics and charm that would later give the Vicar of Wakefield high accolades. He read Ovid, Horace, Livy, and Tactius in 1774. He entered Trinity College, Dublin, arms jar, paying nothing towards the tuition or food, but in return performing menial tasks. Okay. Next is the simplicity of his style. His intemperance and tendency to dress in bright colors, play music, and gamble got him into trouble numerous times. Goldsmith earned his Bachelor of Arts in 1749 at Trinity College, Dublin, studying theology and law, but never getting as far as ordination. His tutor was Thacker Wilder. He later studied medicine at the University of Edinburgh and the University of in 1755 and 1757. Once hunger had driven him through, the gates closed, and there was no other life of Goldsmith. Having thrown up his usurer's job at school, he became an assistant editor of Monthly Review. The work put him in a state of euphoria. He worked hard, revived everything plays, satires, mythology, philosophy, botany. He was tired rapidly. He evaded his work or did it in a slipshod way, and within 5 months he had given it up. He was feckless and as restless as ever, but literature had taken him in its grip. True, he went on his medicine for a time and even did another spell at Peckham, but it was too easy to make a sort of living in literary London of Goldsmith's day for him to be able to resist for long such a pleasurable, drifting, talking, drinking life. He planned to go out as a surgeon to India and make fortune. The prospect of riches, the certainty of status enticed him, yet he always procrastinated. He was born to write, the opportunities but not hard to come by. Next, his satirical tone. His output the next 14 years was as extensive as it was uneven, and the quality of the books was almost inverse proportion to their size. His 8-volume History of the Earth and Animated Nature, his 4-volume History of England, and his 2-volume History of Rome are no worthless and unreadable in their day. They provided a vast amount of information for the general reader. Some accurate, but a great deal false in easy, gracious prose. He wrote long 2 poems, The Traveller and Deserted Village. Next is his desire for translations. The London book market was expanding fast, very fast. Publishers' profits might be uncertain, but they were usually large. The trouble was to get enough copy. Translation naturally were in great demand, and Goldsmith was willing to. Translations naturally were in great demand, and Goldsmith was willing to translate anything. The compilation of factual educational books of general nature, history, book on the natural world, compendiums of philosophy help to slake the middle class thirst for knowledge. Goldsmith wrote with confidence, if slight accuracy, on all branches of knowledge. Subscriptions lists for innumerable projects floated about London. Drawing in genius for needy authors and prosperous publishers, and sometimes but usually many years later, producing a set of volumes. Next, his publishing other literary work. In 1760, Goldsmith began to publish The Citizen of the World in the Public Ledger, a magazine run by a really great publisher, John Newbery, whom Goldsmith afterwards introduced into the Vicar of Wakefield. As the philanthropic bookseller, these essays purporting to be written by a Chinese philosopher, Lian Qi, about London and the English established Goldsmith's reputation. The method and remain one of the most lectures and ironic comments on society of Goldsmith's day. But usually many years later, producing a set of volumes. For a man of Goldsmith's inventive genius, projects were a godsend. In this world, Goldsmith hagged along, sometimes flush with genius, more often chased by debtors. Okay, thank you for watching.